forget my earbuds. Oh shit, wait a second. What's going on here? I didn't realize Sailor Moon was hanging off John Cena's neck. Kinda looks a little weird. Oh wait, this music is a little too loud. Let me turn it down just a tiny bit. Oh, that was weird. It took a while. Hey, Brandon, how are you doing today? How is it going? Good morning, good morning. Oh, it is still morning. It's 11:51 in Los Angeles right now. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Just gotta make sure. Every time when I make the switch back and forth between YouTube and Twitch, I gotta make sure all of my overlays are good. Okay, so overlays looks good. What about this one? This one should look okay. Overlay. All right. Sweet. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Hi, Rita. Hi, Ricta. Hello, Hannah. Hey, James. How was everyone's weekend? Happy Monday. Happy Monday indeed. I did more painting in the house. So I don't know if you guys watched my recent vlogs, but we painted the living room. That took forever. And then I think on Sunday, Sunday we painted the dining room area. Oh my God. After I painted though, I was like, I don't know if I like this color. Like, it's not an ugly color. I like it, but I'm not sure if it was what I envisioned in my head. I don't know. I know. I'm really happy for Johnny. It's great news for him. You know, what I'm curious about, how long ago do you think that Amber Heard and her team were like, hey, you know, maybe we should just like drop the appeal? Do you think it was after the embarrassing, you know how Ben Chu reacted, or Ben Chu responded to their amicus curiae, and Ben Chu's like, this is just nonsense. They're trying to relitigate everything all over again. If we have to respond to this, it's going to be like 80, 100 plus pages. It's going to be too time consuming and it's not worth it. Like, I don't know. I wonder at what point did they finally decide to just fuck it, you know? Fuck it. Just pay Johnny Depp. He doesn't want much, you know? You don't have to pay him the full 10 million, but just pay him a little bit and then he'll donate the money to charity probably and it'll just be over, right? She can rebuild from all over again. It's almost 1 p.m. here. Okay, well, good afternoon to you then. Hi from Indiana. Is it cold in Indiana right now? You spent the weekend playing games? Oh, did you play any Overwatch this past weekend? 3:53 a.m. in Taiwan. Dude, you're in Taiwan? I've always wanted to go to Taiwan. It is 21:54. That's like 9 o'clock, right? 9:54 in South Africa. Oh my gosh. You're from South Africa. That's so cool. Scottish time. Hello. Good for Johnny. I think he's just finally happy to get it all over with. Yes. I'm happy for him. You know, I'm generally very happy for him because to go through, well, I say 6 years, but I'm going to count the tumultuous times that, you know, he spent with her, which was, how long were they together again? Like 4 years. This is like almost like a decade of just complete nonsense and drama, right? Because like, you don't, when you're like in your, I don't know, I feel like when you're in your 30s, you know, you want to live a chill life. You want to be around good people, good friends. When you're 40s, 50s, especially because Johnny's about to hit 60 soon, right? I feel like you just want to enjoy the rest of your life, you know, spend time with your kids, your family and stuff, not deal with some like courtroom nonsense drama or be with a very irate significant other who's very mercurial and, you know, who likes to probably throw shit at you when things don't go her way. So I'm very happy that he's moving on. I'm very happy because like stuff like this can really have a effect on you. Like I don't know how it seems like he's been in a very long-term relationship with Vanessa Paradis, and he's been in like some other relationships like before as well. Like I don't know, it's just like to be in a relationship that's crazy, that's violent, tumultuous. Like that's just very, it's draining, you know? It's just draining. Like who wants to deal with that nonsense? Hi Ken, how are you doing today? Cecilia, oh, from Bolivia. That's so cool. We got people from all over the world here. That's awesome. Hi Kier, how's it going? Amber was probably the one stalling. I mean, here's the thing. Camille Vasquez did say that if her and her team had not filed for the appeal, they wouldn't have filed for the appeal. They would just left it as how it is. But, you know, I think it's good that maybe because she thought, maybe this was the strategy all along. I don't know. We're giving them super benefit of the doubt right now. But maybe it was their strategy to do this whole appeal. Maybe they're just like fronting, you know. Maybe they're just bluffing. Hoping that like, okay, you know what? Let's try to scare him with the appeal. And then let's just give him everything we've got. And then we'll be like, oh, you know what? Instead of going on with this appeal, let's just settle at 1 million. Honestly, I think she could have settled from the beginning. I think after the verdict came out and she was to pay like 10 million, I think she could have like be like, hey, you know what? I won't appeal this and move forward if you just, maybe you just pay only just a 1 million, right? So I think she could have got this for the get-go, but maybe this was her strategy all along. Who knows? Nobody wants drama in their 30s. Yeah, see, like it just sucks away too much time, and it's just no point, right? Like in your teens, your 20s, drama is fun. It's kind of fucking fun. It's kind of fun to get into drama, you know, because you have nothing really better to do. You don't really have like an established, like you don't really have kids yet or career, job, and all that stuff. So you ain't got nothing but time to do some drama with like internet people or like other people, right? Like I love drama in my teens and 20s. It was very consuming, very time consuming, and but at the same time it was just kind of fun. I didn't really care. But like when you're like a little bit older, you know, and you're like mid-20s and shit and 30s, you're just like, I ain't got no time for it, man. I ain't got no time to be petty. All right, being petty is not fun anymore. She's never gonna stop trashing Johnny. Oh, I want to read her Instagram statement, because there was a line in there that got me a little bit worried, but I want to share with you guys, see what you guys thought as well. Has anyone seen the Raven video where she met Amber? I did. Yeah, it was when, shoot, what's her real name again? Simone, her last name or first name? I should know her name because I fucking love That's So Raven. Hi, Anna. Anna says I'm a vindictive bitch. Damn, Mando. Anna, you know, honestly, like, I think he just wants to move on. He can continue making movies, shows, selling artwork, making money in other ways. I think this part of his life, he just wants to just shut it, close it, push it out. Raven Simone. Wait, is Raven her real name? Wait, her name is Raven? Wait, seriously? Why did I think her name was not Raven? All right, I think I just, you know what? It's Monday. We have Monday brains right now. Hi, Annie. How are you doing today? See, which should have settled this after week 1 in Virginia. Here's the thing, though. The reason why she did not do that was because she was high off of her success and her wins, okay? Think about it. She came out with the accusation in, like, 2016. What happened a couple months afterwards? She was able to get what she wanted. She settled. She got the $7 million from Johnny Depp. She continued doing like press tours, whatever the fuck, you know, for a couple of years. She was approached by the ACLU to become their brand ambassador. She was doing Aquaman. She was in the Aquaman movie. They went to the UK, you know, Johnny lost there. Like, she was on the high. Like, literally, she was on the fucking high. So when she walked into Virginia, I don't know if we actually have videos of her walking to Virginia, but I bet you when she was walking into Virginia, those first couple of days, that first week, she was like, bro, I got this. I've been winning this entire time. They're not going to believe him. I got this. And then when things start turning a little bit sour during the Virginia trial, she was like, you know what? I could probably still turn the tide. You know, maybe I could still do something. And then more witnesses kept showing up. Then she was doing really bad on the stand, and she's been getting really defensive. The social media was definitely against her. And then when the verdict came out, I think she still thought that I could still turn the tide. We're going to talk about the medical notes, the unreleased, evidence that the trial didn't look at because it was all hearsay shit, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. I think she still thought she could turn the tide. But when the unsealed documents came out, when it was discovered that her medical notes that she had were just basically considered as hearsay notes, she was probably like, fuck. Shit. Fuck. What do I do now? And then the mess with the lawyers fighting each other, you know, like on her team. They're like suing each other right now. They're suing her right now. I don't know. It's wild. It's been a crazy wild ride for her. So I think it's a good time for her to finally bow out and just, you know what? Just start over, you know, just reconstruct your life. You know, people are still going to remember what you did, but I think a good amount of people will forgive you for it. A lot of people are going to hate you for it, but people are going to move on. You know, they're not going to continue like, you know, trashing you forever, right? But I mean, I still think that she'll possibly still have some opportunities in the future. You know, I don't know if she's going to be in like big movies or anything like that, but she can work her way up there, I think. She just gotta move on herself, you know. She gotta move on. She gotta stop defaming people. Like, I heard that she might do a book. I don't know, man. Good luck to her. I wish her the best because you don't want these villains to get worse, right? You know, like Homelander. You like I was making a comparison about this. How I compared Amber Heard to like an S tier villain. Like she's up there with like Homelander, Cersei, Johan from Monster. If you guys know that reference. Amber, congratulations. Okay, let me read your comments really quick. Oh, it is Raven Simone. Okay, maybe I did know that then. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't think it was the same name. But yeah, I did see that video on YouTube where Raven Simone was like, she was like charging her Tesla or something, and Amber Heard was there, and she like took a picture with Amber Heard. The acting coach was spot on. She could even shed a single tear. Hi, Patricia. How are you doing today? You think so, Tim? Tim says it's going to get worse now. Why so? What do you think, Tim? What do you think is going to happen? She was convinced that she would automatically be believed because she's a woman, which sucks that she used that to lie, and it makes real survivors seem like they have to prove it. Yeah, it's been a wild, crazy couple of years. But I'm really glad that, you know, the trial was televised, and I'm glad that we were able to, because imagine if it was behind closed doors, right? And we didn't actually get to see it. Maybe we only got like the court transcripts. Maybe we only got some of like the photos that were being drawn. Maybe we had access to some of the evidence. But I think what really nailed it shut was to see all the people up there on the stand, you know, seeing whether or not they were credible, seeing her side of the story, seeing the way he spoke on the stand versus how she spoke. So I think it was really good that we were able to see it live. Hi Cass, how are you doing today? So Cass thinks that she doesn't think she's going to start over because she can't let the obsession go concerning Johnny. She's a serial AB and will likely do the same thing to another man or woman she ends up with. Listen, I hope she's learned that there are cameras, okay? There are cameras. You can't be making some false allegations when you're like a celebrity and stuff because there's going to be pictures of you the next day, maybe during or the event, videos. Like, I hope she moves on and I hope she just becomes better. Hi Richard, I saw this news this morning. It made my entire week. Perfect way to start the Monday. Yeah, I actually rolled up in bed. I woke up, popped in YouTube, saw Popcorn Planet. I was like, wait, what happened? What's going on? And I started like Googling and I was like, holy shit, is this real? I was like, is this fake news or are we all just getting trolled right now? James thinks Amber is a terrible actress. Hi, Corky-san. Hi, everyone. Have I seen Johnny's statement? No, I have not. I think I loaded his Instagram. Did he make a statement on his Instagram? I have Amber's statement up right now to read. Is it on Instagram? Or is it like, I don't think he's really on Twitter, right? I saw on his Instagram. He has like a video posted up, but I think it's an old video. Damn, Johnny is like popping off. Oh my god, on the social medias and stuff. Hi Ashwin, how are you doing today? Spider says, if Amber wrote a book, I'd be curious to read it. Would pirate and Z library it though. Good news indeed. Hi Rain, how are you doing today? Oh, his rep sent it to Deadline. Oh, was it the one where it was like Camille Vasquez and Ben Chu, they're pleased to formally close the door on this painful chapter for Mr. Depp, who made clear throughout the process. Is that the one, or is it a different one? Let me see. Deadline, Johnny Depp. I mean, honestly, Puffy says, I hope Johnny gets peace now. I mean, honestly, I think there are two pivotal events, right? The day that the public start siding with him, like majorly sided with him, and then the day that the verdict came out, I think that already kind of like put his soul to, well, I don't want to say put his soul to rest because it's not like he's dead, but I think it put him at peace, you know? Like, he was like, okay, finally, I am not going crazy. Holy shit, I can't believe a lot of people believed her, and I can't believe this happened to me. But you know what? I'm so glad that things are finally maybe at peace now. I can move on. My kids will be proud of me, and things will be just Gucci from now on. They threw a little shit in my opinion about the pledge, which was, I did see that. I did see the pledge part. So that's a statement, right? Okay. I saw Tug's video just before Andy's. Of course, I watched them both. I watched halfway through Popcorn's video, or maybe just the beginning. And then, I don't know if I watched the Umbrella Guy. I think I'm going to watch like a little bit, just like in the beginning. I just want to see if there's like anything, like when I Googled the news and stuff, I wanted to see if there's anything like exclusive that like one, article had or something. But I think TMZ had the exclusive, right? Because I have the TMZ one up right now. You're hoping Amber learns to prove her... Fish says, I'm hoping that Amber learns to improve herself until she does it. I'm wishing her nothing but, but misery. Yeah, but I don't know. It's really hard. I think what happens is when you have people hate on you, it's really hard to want to improve yourself for the better, right? You think that like cancel culture has an effect on like people where they're like, oh shit, I've been canceled. You know what? I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better, right? There are some people out there that does have that. There are some people out there where that effect does have that on them. However, there are also other people out there when they get canceled, when they get hated on massively, they actually become super fucking defensive, right? And they're like, you know what? I'm gonna stand my fucking ground. Fuck these motherfuckers who came out for me, who tried to cancel me. I don't give a shit if I did anything wrong. I'm just gonna get worse. I'm just gonna do worse. I swear to God, there are some people who are like that. And it's really sad when you see that, because I don't know. I think it's just human nature just to get really defensive. So for her, we know what Dr. Curry diagnosed her with. But yeah, I mean, I still think she still has a chance to change, because I don't think everyone. I think there are maybe a few amount of people, but I think for the most part, I think humans are still like malleable, and they can still be prone to change. Whether it's like for positive or for negative. But hopefully she can change for the positive, and she can do better, right? Hi Glennis, how are you doing today? Flish flapping mouth. All right. Narcissist says Levis, you can admit that when most people don't like you, her pride is too much. Yeah, I don't know. I do think people are very prideful, and I do think people get really defensive. So I hope that, maybe it'll have a different effect on her. Because, I don't really like the whole cancel culture thing either. I think cancel culture sucks, and I think that for a lot of the cancel culture stuff that's been happening, people are getting canceled for no fucking reason. But for Amber Heard, it's a completely different fucking reason. People found out that she lied. And it wasn't just like a lie that was innocuous. It was a lie that affected a lot of people, but most definitely it affected Johnny Depp, and it hurt him, his family, deceived a lot of people, and it was just really fucking crazy and wild. Kirsty says she needs therapy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she does have a therapist. I hope she does. I hope she has someone she can talk to. I hope Johnny can move on from this, and he has been through. There's a greater chance of us seeing Santa for real than for Amber to change. I believe in her. I believe in her. I think it's possible that she could change. I think she can do it. Has there been anything that signals that? Not yet, but maybe in the future. I did want to read her statement though, because I haven't looked at her statement in full. I just heard it in the background, maybe just a little bit at the beginning. You're right, but imagine giving the H word a second chance. Well, that's a different thing. The H word don't get a chance, okay? He would just have to go rot in jail for the rest of his fucking life, or maybe do something like that. Like if he was here and alive today, yeah, I don't think people would give him a second chance to let him run around the streets again. No, thank you. In my father's word, hope in one hand and the other, see which one fills up first. I think she could be a good person if she really tried. Her daughter also needs to learn how to not act like her. I don't like cancel culture. However, she felt the need to pen this 4-page letter and give a statement out before he could say anything, letting him know that she would never stop. Her lives were the same. Yeah, there was a line that I kind of had an issue with, but man, I really want to know what their agreement was, because I know that I forgot where. Oh man, because I think we talked about the whole gag order thing. Like, will she be given in a gag order so she can't mention Johnny Depp ever again? And in her Instagram statement, I think it was like, oh, this is not a gag order. She can still continue on, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, she still can't defame. She still can't defame because it's already been settled in court. So I don't know. I don't know if like, do you think like years later, do you think she's gonna still kind of like get herself in hot water? Or maybe like in a couple of months, maybe in a couple of weeks. I don't know, man. Because like the vibe that I do get from her is the vibe that this is a person who won't stop. But let's try to give her a chance. Her statement is pure cringe and double down on the truth versus the truth. That's what I mean. That's why some people don't get second chance. She went on to say how proud. That's the moment she destroyed her chances. That's a problem. A lot of people deny. I mean, I think it's important to give, depending on who the person is, obviously, depending on what they did, depending on, you know, if they fucking killed someone, murdered someone, or you're talking about the H-word guy, right? I think like in the scenario of Amber Heard, I think we don't like her, but I think it's so important to, you know, to have an open mind that people may change, right? You don't have to forgive them. You don't have to like them. You don't have to whatever. But I think it's, you know, we'll just let her do her thing and see what happens. Did Elon finally put a chip in Amber's brain? I bet money they let her make the statement, but she can't actually talk about him legally. Hence the My Truth thing. Even she sent a gag order, she'll still talk about how she was a victim of DVNSA and just hope that no one connects the dots. That gives her an electric when she talks about it again. I don't know. Maybe she'll get some better lawyers in the future. I'm not talking about her current lawyers right now because I'm sure they're like, you know, great appeal attorneys, whatever. But like, you know, when the lawyers that were helping her draft that op-ed, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Maybe they didn't give a shit if she was going to get fucked over. They just wanted this op-ed to be drafted out because it would give them, you know, prestige or something and they would all benefit from it. But yeah, I don't know what the whole op-ed thing was really wild to me. It was just like, man, how did they think they can get away with this? She tried to ruin his family and life. She does not deserve a second chance. I agree with what you said. Just be careful. Women like that. In the case, forgive, but don't forget. Like, I think it's important to give people a chance to, like, let them move on with their life and give them a chance to become better, right? Not to, like, actively, like, hinder their, you know, like, their chance of, like, maybe progressing and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying that, like, oh, you know, let's just act like nothing happened and let's give her these big movie roles and cheer her on. No, thank you. Let her learn from what she did and then let her, you know, give her some time to, like, maybe go to therapy. Maybe she'll do a lot of, like, self-reflection and maybe she'll have some room and, like, maybe she'll, you know, decide to move on from this and become a better person, right? So that's what I'm saying about, like, giving people second chances. I don't mean, like, oh, you have to give them a second chance and you have to support them and you have to go watch her movies or all that shit. No, fuck that. You don't gotta do any of that shit, okay? Maybe those first lawyers didn't know she was lying her butt off, getting ready for work. Just wanted to comment. Ha 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 ha. Hi, Jill. How are you doing today? How's it going? Did I do the ha 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 correctly? All right. So, yeah, let's just get into this really quick. So, we're going to start with the TMZ article, which you guys have already probably read, but I haven't really read it yet. So, Amber Heard settles Johnny Depp's defamation case, paying only $1 million. I like this, like, ... Paying only $1 million. Sounds really ominous. And yeah, I think she really got away with only having to pay $1 million because this man lost way more than $1 million during the 6 years time span. Way more. I mean, honestly, when they were going for the $50 million, I was like, yo, give it to him. Give him $50 million. Give it all to him, okay? Give him all the full $50 million, even though we knew she probably didn't have the $50 million. Update. Okay, hold on a second. We'll read the update afterwards. Amber Heard is closing the book on the defamation. Let me mute this. Amber Heard is closing the defamation case brought by her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, a decision that's going to cost her 7 figures. The actress just signed or issued a lengthy statement announcing she settled with Johnny. This is opposed to going through with her appeal, which she had filed recently. Amber says in part, this is not an act of concession. There are no restrictions or gags, that scares me a little bit, Amber, with respect to my voice moving forward. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Amber is going to shell out $1 million to Johnny, but we're told it'll be money for her from her insurance company, not her own pocket. I don't know, man. Their insurance companies are like suing each other and stuff like that. She might still have to end up paying for it, but we'll see, right? that's still an ongoing thing. We'll keep an eye on that, and I'll let you guys know if there's any updates or anything new that comes out of it. As for what she has to say about further, Amber explains she never chose this, and that all she ever did was defend. Okay, so before, I don't want to read what their recap of Amber. Let's just read what Amber said directly. Let's just do that instead, okay? So we got Amber here. She got over 100K likes here and only like 6-7 comments, because I think she severely limits her comment section to like, I don't even know if it's even limited to her followers. Probably not, right? Maybe like she has like a close friends section or something. I don't know. I don't know. Is it as a pledge or a donation? Now, Amber can find a career because her beauty has faded. How is she getting the insurance to pay him? I thought they were suing, not wanting to pay because she was found guilty of malicious defamation. Hi, Chef. How are you doing today? Well, there was 2 insurance companies that's involved, right? There's the New York Insurance Company. What was the other one called again? There's 2 insurance companies. Travelers? I think Travelers and New York Marine. Okay, so Travelers agreed to pay. New York was like, yo, we're not paying. We're not footing this bill. You guys didn't use the lawyers that we assigned you. You guys excluded us. Why are we paying for the verdict? And plus, why are we paying for the verdict anyway? Because it was defamation with malice, right? So I think it was Travelers that were willing to pay. New York Marine was like, no, and they're suing each other and all that shit. Okay, all that nonsense is going on right now. But we'll keep an eye on that. So, okay, so let's read what Amber said instead of reading a recap. After a great deal of deliberation, I have made a very difficult decision to settle the defamation case brought against me by my ex-husband in Virginia. It is important for me to say that I never chose this, but you did. You did choose this, though. But you did. Maybe she meant to say that I never wanted to choose this because you chose it. You chose it. So there's already something wrong with that first sentence. I defended my truth, and in doing so, my life as I knew it was destroyed. The vilification I faced on social media is an amplified version of the ways in which some women are re-victimized when they come forward. Okay, so we already have some issues with this paragraph right here. Now I finally have an opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave or soon. We have some issues with this statement. Okay. Now I finally have an opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave over 6 years ago, and on terms I can agree to. Listen, 6 years ago, she didn't leave it alone. She could have took it in divorce money, fucked off, made Aquaman, that's it. But no, that's not what she did. She wanted to be the face of DV survivors, and she wanted to, I don't know, man. She wanted to be a figure that people looked up to, felt bad for, pitied, and you know, she had the opportunity to do it I don't know. We already have some issues with the statement right here. We're trying to give her a chance here. But here's the thing, though. I understand, though. She has to double down on everything that she's stood up for. A person like this is never going to back down. Can we give her a second chance? She was trying to get with Johnny just before she wrote the op-ed. Wait, what, Vicky? What happened? I think the insurance company said they would not sue her if she would take this deal. They know it would cost them if they would win. Oh my God, I spelled rain wrong. How do you get insurance to cover you in a lawsuit? Hi, Melissa Hart. How are you doing today? She took out, were they the homeowner's insurance? It's some type of insurance that celebrities take out where it also, in their policy, also covers like defamation. It's like a rich people celebrity thing. Chance number 100,077,456. Okay. I think for Amber, we need to do like, you know how like when you write a paragraph and then there's like asterisk. I think on Amber, there has to be like a million asterisks. Okay. So when I say second chance, I just mean that we want to cheer her on to change for the better. Okay. Like, we're hoping that she would change for the better. I think that's what I mean by second chance. Are we going to support her? Are we going to, are we going to do any of that shit? No. Are we going to forgive her? Are we going to forget about this? No. We'll cheer her on, hoping that she'll do better in the future. Anyways, reading this. I have made no admission. I don't know about that. This is not an act of concession. Mm-hmm. There are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. So I guess that's good that Johnny Depp's just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to gag you. I don't know. I'm actually very. I want to know what Camille Vasquez and Ben Chu says about this last sentence here, because it still doesn't mean that you can still defame, right? Like she still can't run around saying that, like, oh, Johnny did this, and like stand her ground and stuff like that, right? Like I don't know. I don't know what this means because like then they could still go after her, but will they go after her? Probably not. It's a whole fucking headache. Vicky, thank you so much for the $4.99. She was trying to get mutual friends to get in touch with Johnny. Really? Who? Do we have any, like, where's that at? Do we have any, like, screenshots or anything like that? I don't know if I knew about that. I just want to see some exes come forward about her pooing in their, in their sheets. Watching from Malaysia for 20. It says here that she had a house in LA. I thought the house was somewhere else in Cali. So many lies. I'm going to have to do a spreadsheet. I think her house that she had was the one that was in, it was like near Joshua Tree. Yucca Valley. Yeah. And she sold it. I don't know if she has other houses. Maybe. She had enough chances. First chance, second chance. Shame on us. I guess here's the thing. My definition of chance is just, let's give her a chance to move on. Do we like the statement? No. We don't like the statement. We don't like this statement. And honestly, I have a feeling that we're going to hear from her very, very soon. Very, very soon. Because I think she knows that, like, Johnny Depp is over this, and I don't think he's going to try to relitigate or anything like that. Maybe JD agreed to settle so she would leave him alone. I don't think she will. She'll be paying over $10 million her whole life and never leave his ass. All right, so page number 2. Oh, this is long too. I made the decision, having lost faith in the American legal system. Just because you lost your time in court doesn't mean the American legal system failed you, okay? You just fucking lost. Where my unprotected testimony serve as entertainment and social media fodder. Taking that statement alone, just alone, like isolated, yes, it was very fucking shitty. However, you got to put a lot of context into it, okay? So if I went up to you, it was just like, oh my God, my friend had to testify in front of cameras, her whole, sexual abuse experience and her, like domestic partner violence and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that sounds really fucking shitty. But you can't just focus on the headline phrases. I think that's what her and her team does a lot. I think they do a lot of buzzwords, a lot of like headline phrases and stuff like that. Things that will catch your attention. Like, oh my God, this sounds so bad. Oh my God, this is so horrible. But once you like understand the whole context of it, it really didn't go down that way. But I'm glad that you guys are all here, and I'm glad that a lot of people watched this trial live, and I'm glad that a lot of people know what really went down. Because for the people that don't know what went down, they could have just read this and be like, oh my God, that was really fucked up. But if they found out what really happened and watched the trial and all that stuff, they would have been like, yeah, you know what? I'm not sure if we feel bad for you. It was her fault for acting on the stand. I'm sure she was stashing away GD's cash while he was high. Her home was in Yucca Valley. Yeah, I don't know if she had like any other home or anything, but I know she had Yucca Valley and she sold it. I thought, you know what? My dumbass thought she sold Yucca Valley so she could pay Johnny Depp, but we think she sold Yucca Valley so she could be like, I don't live in the U.S. anymore. I live in Spain. You can't come after me for these lawsuits. So, I think that was possible. She was like this JD. Imagine how regular people she must have treated. I mean, there's a reason why Camille Vasquez says that this is a person that burned bridges, right? I mean, all those people that were supporting her back then, did they show up in trial? No, only her sister did. So, JD drinking a mega pint today. Maybe she had a job and she would leave the controversy of the appeal. There's so many people in the legal system who actually failed. People who end up in prison when they're framed. People who aren't giving justice when their loved one is murdered, etc. Yeah, so like reading something like this from her is just, it's baffling. And it's laughable too. She knew exactly of Johnny's financial meetings on the end of her birthday. Can she just move to Spain? I think she did, Driver. I think she did move to Spain. Did she not? I don't know if she's going to move there permanently, but yeah, I don't know. All right, let's read the rest of this statement. When I stood before a judge in the we talking about the UK again? Okay, when I stood before a judge in the UK, I was vindicated Vindicated? What did she mean she was vindicated? They had already believed her. Almost the whole world believed her. It was only like a small niche group of people that did not believe her because they had some like inside information. Like, I think, oh man, hold on, let me think. You know what? Actually, I changed my mind. I remember in 2019, I think a year before the UK trial happened, the audio recordings were leaked. The one where she was like, fuck, I forgot. It was like, I hit you. I didn't mean to hit you. I forgot. It was like some really bad audio recordings where she basically like admitted to hitting Johnny Depp and stuff like that. I think it was like the bathroom incident when she was like barging in and like she hit him, she like punched him in the face and he was like, bro, what the fuck? Hi Hugo, how are you doing today? What happened to 8 million? It's only 1 million? Yeah, only 1 million. I think she burned through all of her US contacts, move on to the European contacts used. I still think she'll try an acting career in Europe. Yeah, I mean, she can go ahead and try. I guess Twitterman handed her the 1 million. Yucca Valley Place was brought under a trust. The sale returned the money to the trust, baby trust. Yeah, I'm not really quite privy about the whole trust thing. I did hear that it was purchased under a trust. But I think that's what celebrities typically do, though. When they buy properties and stuff, they usually buy it under a trust. So that way the property is protected if they ever go bankrupt and like they can't collect debt from the trust. I think. Fuck, I don't know. This is getting some really like legal stuff. But she burned her contacts. Okay, we read that already. She can always do front page Hustler. What is that, a magazine or something? It is, right? All right, so when I stood before a judge in the UK, I was vindicated by a robust, impartial, and fair system. Go live in the UK then, bitch. Go in the UK. You like the UK so much, go live there. Where I was protected from having to give my worst moments of my testimony in front of the world's media, and where the court found that I was subjected to domestic and SV. In the US, however, so I did watch... What's what I'm looking for? Law and Crime. I did watch Law and Crime segment about this portion right here, where she mentioned that in the UK trial, they allowed hearsay. So in the US, you know, you can't have like the hearsay evidence. So it can't be like, oh, well, that person told me that this happened, and that person told me this, and that person said that. You actually have to hear it from the actual source. So in the UK, it was, you know, all of her witnesses were her friends. One of them was her family member, and those witnesses, I mean, I honestly still don't know what the hell happened in the UK trial, but yeah, it was like all her friends and like family, and like there was like they don't do expert testimony, so no psychiatrist, no like Dr. Curry. They don't do like the experts who do the whole digital forensic stuff. Like I don't know, man, the UK over there, I don't know what the I don't know what the hell they're doing over there, but it's very different. So. If you like the UK so much, just go live in the UK then. Have fun, have fun. In the US, however, I exhausted almost all of my resources in advance of. And remember, after the UK trial, Elaine Bertahoff was trying to tell the judge, hey, you know, we already settled in the UK. We don't got to relitigate in the US. It's fine. We already settled this. And the judge was like, no. Different systems, different groups, different parties. Like, no, we're still litigating this. And they're like, God damn it. Oh, man, we're going to get the money to pay for this trial. She says she exhausted almost all her resources in advance of and during a trial in which she was subjected to a courtroom in which abundant, direct evidence that corroborated my testimony was excluded. Like I said, if she's sitting on a pile of mounted of evidence that exonerates her, then fucking leak it. Leak everything that you have. But I think we already got some of the doctor's notes, and it wasn't really strong evidence. So her definition of strong evidence is just she a little wonky in the head, you know, because her definition of broken nose, black eyes, broken ribs was, oh, this is a picture of you and you look perfectly fine. No swollen areas, no bruising. So I don't know. She is a little batshit crazy. Can she? I don't know, man. Can she change? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking myself out of hoping that she might change. Is Aquaman still coming out? I don't know if Warner ever confirmed it, but didn't Umbrella Guy made a video about it? How they're pulling Jason Momoa from Aquaman, which is kind of weird, and they're starting over with a whole like DC universe shit. Like Henry Cavill's not going to be Superman. I think they're like doing a whole reboot or start over or something like that. Okay, so we're talking about the direct evidence corroborated her testimony was excluded, and in which popularity and power mattered more than reason and due process. Okay, yeah, she kind of crazy, man. She very delusional. She's sipping on too much of her own Kool-Aid. In the interim, I was exposed to a type of humiliation that I simply cannot relive. Oh, this is just wild to me because, again, popularity and power. Who had the popularity and power the 6 years before the trial happened? Who? You tell me who, because Johnny Depp lost a lot of movie roles. Johnny Depp was, a lot of people saw him as an abuser, and, you know, being a male and being labeled as that, that's a huge no-no. And for Hollywood, you know, they didn't want him to be part of their films or anything. Even if my U.S. appeal is successful, I don't know why even include that statement. I feel like she had like 0% chance that her appeal would have been successful. The best outcome would be a retrial where a new jury would have to consider the evidence again. I simply cannot go through that for a third time. Okay. Time is precious. Oh, thank God. Time is precious. Finally, a sentence that I agree with. Okay. I want to spend my time productively and purposefully. Okay. For too many years, I have been caged in an arduous and expensive legal process. Yeah, but didn't you kind of bring that upon yourself, Ms. Heard? Honestly, after the divorce, you got $7 million. You could have just fucked off. Which has shown itself unable to protect me and my right to free speech. I cannot afford to risk an impossible bill, one that is not just financial, but also psychological, physical, and emotional. Women shouldn't have to face abuse or bankruptcy, and men, for speaking their truth. She says her truth, but unfortunately, it is not uncommon. I don't like how she's grouping herself up with other victims who couldn't have their day in court, who didn't have their day in trial because they had to settle because they didn't have the money to, they didn't have the money to hire a lawyer. They didn't have the financial means to, pay for the legal fees. They don't have like Daddy Elon as like, their baby daddy to pay for things, and like, I don't know, man. The fact that she's like lumping herself up with those other women, those other victims is still kind of nasty to me. In settling this case, I am also choosing the freedom to dedicate my time to the work that helped me heal after my divorce. Wait, what? Is she gonna be a? She gonna try to be a? Is she still gonna go around tour saying that she was the victim? She might. Work that exists in realms in which I feel seen, heard, believed. Good luck with the believe part. In which I know I can affect change. Oh, man. Sounds pretty delusional, but okay. I will not be threatened, disheartened, or dissuaded by what happened from speaking the truth. So I think she's going to continue doing this. No one can and no one will take that from me. My voice remains the most valuable asset that I have. Oh, wait, there's another page. Okay, there's another page. All right, guys, what are your thoughts so far? Hi E, how are you doing today? They did Henry so dirty. They really invested in the shitty Flash movie that would never see daylight instead of making Superman stuff that was already a hit. I feel so bad for Henry Cavill, man. I like him. He's a fine actor. But yeah, there was some shit with The Witcher and Superman. I'm so sad for him. Oh God. I'd like to thank my outstanding appellate and original teams for their relentless hard work and for putting up with your shit. I want to thank everyone who has supported me. I turned my attention to the growing support that I felt and seen the publicity in the months since the trial and the efforts that have been made to show solidarity with my story. I don't know. So the efforts that is made to show solidarity with my story, I think she hired like social media teams to put out articles that made her look good. I don't know, man. And like, I don't know. And then the whole thing with like the bots and all that stuff, like, yeah, God, oh, she's a whole mess. I don't know. Any survivor knows that the ability to tell the story often feels like the only relief, and I cannot find enough words to tell you the hope your belief in me inspires, not just for me, but for all of you. Thank you. She said, see you soon. No, thank you, ma'am. We don't need to see you soon, Amber. Take all the time you need to heal and do what's best for you, but we ain't got to see you soon. I don't know. The see you soon thing sounds a little threatening to me. I'm going to see you guys soon. So I don't, there's a lot of sentences here that I don't like. I don't like the see you soon part, obviously. The one that came out to me was there are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. So I think she's going to continue. I think she's going to continue doing the same shit. I don't know. Maybe she won't change. Fuck. Maybe she won't change. We'll see. You know what would make her look good? Donating to the Children's Hospital. I think Johnny is going to be donating the money. Let's see what Johnny and his team said. All right. So back to the TMZ. Oh, doggies are playing right now. Amber also makes sure to mention the fact that she has lost faith in the American legal system, having been found liable for defaming Johnny. Whereas in the UK, the verdict came in her favor. She says she also exhausted almost all her resources in fighting for this here. And in the end, I mean, she basically exhausted all the money that Johnny gave her. Because Johnny gave her like $7 million. And that money didn't really go to the charity, did it? It just went to her legal fees. And in the end, she decided she was going to be losing battle. On the other thing, Amber says she's going to now focus on things that matter to her life, blah, 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 blah. Johnny hasn't addressed anything yet. Okay, so let's read what the statement says. A source close to... Oh, is that the most... Hello? Hi, you guys having fun? Are you guys chasing each other? Can I have this ball? This is the worst ball right now. You can't be playing this ball while I'm streaming. Yo, give me that ball. Hold on a second. They just want to say hi real quick. I think they got the zoomies. Can I have the ball, please? Ew. Ugh. This ball right here. This ball will never die. It is the world's most annoying squeaker ball ever. And it just won't die, which is good. It means, like, we save money on toys. She has a tattoo on their side in Spanish. I think it says something about the contents of this package is hazardous. Wait, what? No. Senor Squeakies is back in town. He says hi. I don't know if you guys can see him. Oh, you cannot see him. Wow, he angled himself perfectly so the camera... Oh, there he is. Steve, I'm going to end my stream soon. You'll get the ball back soon. Okay, Steve? Steve says hi. All right, y'all. Back to here. A source close to Johnny Depp tells that he'll be making a pledge followed by a contribution to several charities using the $1 million. Contrary to what Amber Heard says, our source tells us the judgment can still be used against her in the future. Okay, because I was a little bit worried that she was like, this is not a gag order. I can still speak my truth, blah, 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 blah. Good. The judgment can still be used against her in the future if she refutes the defamatory allegations. Depp's attorneys, Camille Vasquez and Ben Chu, tells us we are pleased to formally close the door on this painful chapter for Mr. Depp, who made clear throughout this process his intent to bring the truth to light. They continue, this was never about the money. The jury's unanimous decision and the judgment in his favor against Ms. Heard remain fully in place. And the payment of $1 million, which Mr. Depp is pledging and will donate to charities, reinforces Ms. Heard's acknowledgement of the conclusion of the legal system's rigorous pursuit for justice. I like this statement that they made. I like it. So they're like, you know what? The judgment can still be used against her, okay? We're glad that Johnny Depp got to bring his truth to light, and they hit on the point that, you know what? It was never about the money. They're going to donate it, and this reinforces that she acknowledged that the conclusion of the legal system rigorous pursuit for justice. So I like the statement that they came out with, because she was still trying to warm herself out a little bit in this like 3-pager that she wrote here. The legal team probably read her statement and was like, bro, come on. Nothing yet for Johnny Depp. I'm on his Instagram. I'm sure they'll post something. We don't have anything yet for Johnny Depp. All right, is there anything else? Any other news that I may have not got into? Anything that came in? Are we good? Are we happy? You guys doing okay? The only thing is that we just have to look out for the stuff with her, insurance companies. So that's the only thing we have our eyes on right now. Strange Machines. Hello, hello. How's it going? How are you doing today? Hi, Queen. Did you guys have a good weekend? This "see you soon" sounds like a No, Hannah, stop. No. Hannah says the "see you soon" sounds like a documentary thing. Okay. I haven't done this yet, but I do want to do like a whole like deep dive with the Casey thingamajiggy. I have to rewatch her doc and I have to take notes and I want to talk about it because there are some things that she said. There's a lot of things that she said that were just it just didn't make sense. It just the story just didn't add up, and it's just I don't know, man. Like you know what? If her dad decides to hire some lawyers, or maybe there's some lawyers out there that might do a pro bono, and maybe they'll pursue like a defamation case, that will be freaking wild, because a lot of people still don't believe Casey. I think when she came out with her doc, I think she was hoping. Man, this must have, because I think this was filmed before the Johnny Depp trial. Because I wonder if the doc was supposed to come out sooner, but because they saw Amber Heard went up there, she lied, the public hated her for it. Maybe we should hold off on this documentary. I don't know, because I think when the documentary came out, I think people instead of just believing her, I think more people just felt more disgusted and angry at her. Because they didn't believe her, I hope you and everyone else did too. Can't wait for the upcoming weekend, Christmas. I know. There's a hearing for her. Next month, a friend of mine will be there in the courtroom. Oh, for who? For who, Brandon? Showrunners for Witcher attack Cavill for being a gamer. Like it's a bad thing. Hi, Ollie. How are you doing today? From the UK? What do I think about the Idaho? Has there been any new updates or anything? It's crazy. So... Am I recording this? Okay, I'm recording, just making sure, because sometimes I forget to record things. But I don't know if there's been any developments or anything, but you're talking about the 4 college students, right? And how they, I think they went to a party, they came home, and the only thing that the police has released so far, I think they released some footages to see if, there are some runners in the area, can you guys help us identify who these people are? I don't know, I think, don't they, not have much to go on? They did have the knife, though. Apparently, it was a military style knife that they found. Was it? I think they found the knife, right? But yeah, I don't really know too much about it. I think it's just all developing right now. I'm keeping my eye on it. I keep seeing Law and Crime and Court TV that are reporting on it. So, Laura, is talking about it now. Which one? The Casey one or the Idaho one? She should have ended her her post with "see you next Tuesday." Love it. Anyone watch the news where the girl found her own mom was cyberbullying her for what? Her mom? Why? Was it like an evil stepmom or something? Jesus. Oh, really? Is there any new developments with the Idaho one? Let me go to... Because right now my feed is just from YouTube. Is the footage of the white Hyundai as well, which they released? Yeah, if anything came out within the past 5 days, I don't think I've seen it yet. Let's see. Law and Crime. Yeah, Law and Crime has been doing a lot of reporting on it. We got Law and Crime up here. And then there's a bunch of trials happening as well. Oh, there's also another one that's going on right now that people were telling me about. It's the one with the celebrities where the dude shot her foot or something. I heard that was kind of wild as well. I only heard about it last week, so I haven't really caught up on it. Oh, yeah. Idaho student murders, dividing internet rumors and known facts. Trying to see, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion. For the Idaho one, you think they found a handprint if you're not wrong? Hi, Vio. Is it finally over? I mean, legally, yes, but is she gonna stop? I don't know, man. Her statement on Instagram scares me a little bit. I don't think she gotta stop. A rapper named Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Yeah, that trial is happening right now. Apparently, someone linked me the Twitter feed that was like covering the trial. So I had to catch up on that one too. He wanted her to dance and shot her. Yeah, I hear there's some crazy things going on with like the testimonies and stuff. Like people pulling out, stories were changing, switching sides and all that. Like, I don't know, man. Some really weird shit. It all went down at Kylie Jenner's house. Oh, I thought they were at a Kylie Jenner party. I didn't know it went down at her house. The whole Tory Lanez versus the Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, shit, I can't see. Is a whole mess. Yeah, I was gonna take a look into that, see what's going on. But, man, there's so much shit going on right now. I'm happy for Johnny Depp, though. Yay, Johnny. I'm so happy for you. What a great way to end your year. Oh, here's the video for... Oh, this came out 2 days ago. Let me see.
It's been now almost a month since the brutal killings of the 4 University of Idaho students. There are several important updates that I've seen in the last couple days, so I'm going to walk you through it. So now, let's get into it. For the first update, there's reports that a neighbor heard screaming the night of the murder. The neighbor said he got home at 1:30 a.m. after working.
Oh, wait, let's see. 1 a.m., 2 other roommates arrive back home. 1:30, Kaylee and Maddie leave Corner Club Bar. 1:30, neighbor arrives home from work. 1:41, Kaylee and Maddie ordering at a grub truck. 1:52, Kaylee and Maddie leave in an Uber. 1:56 a.m., Kaylee and Maddie arrive home.
Late, he works as a chef. He said the house is usually bustling, but that night that there wasn't a lot of activity. He said he was falling asleep at around 4 a.m. and said what he heard that sounded like a scream coming from the area of where the house is. He said,
oh wait, there's another timeline. 2:26 a.m., Kaylee calls Jack, the first of 7 calls. 2:44, Maddie calls Jack, one of the 3 calls. 2:52, last call to Jack by both Maddie and Kaylee. 3 to 4 a.m., Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan murdered. 3:01, footage from the body-worn camera. 4 a.m., neighbors hear scream.
Sleep at around 4 a.m. and said what he heard that sounded like a scream coming from the area of where the house is. He said he didn't think much of it, and he said he thought it was more like a party sound rather than something sinister. But he said, I didn't think anything of it. After what happened, I've definitely had second thoughts. Maybe it was not a party sound. And it was said that he initially didn't report the scream, but he said, I'm not sure what good it
Does anyone know what the relationship is between the 4 students? Were they just all friends living in the same house?
does for them now. But I would disagree. You can let me know what you think below. It could mean the difference of everything. Every little minute detail is important in this case, in any case. It's important to the timeline, to piecing every single person together or witness account, whether they know that they're a witness or not. And this also could help with the reports of Xana having defensive wounds. Where did the scream come from? Who was the one who was most likely awake? Who had more of the defensive wounds? This is important to any detective or any case. Let me know your thoughts below. Let's talk about...
Yeah, it's so wild how they haven't caught anyone yet.
One observation about the screaming. It said that there was screams coming from, the neighbor thought, the house, right? So, or in and around that area. But there was also reports about how in the house itself, you can't really hear from floor to floor. But there's some discussion around, yeah, but can you still hear somebody, even though from floor to floor you can't, but you're hearing somebody through the...
I don't know why, but my my YouTube chat froze. Hold on a second. The last message I saw was from E. The whole Tory Lanez versus Megan Thee Stallion case is a whole mess. What the heck? Should I refresh this? Okay, we're good. That was so weird. It didn't work for a second. She can't stop. She probably spent all the advance on the book. She's being right. Yeah, I don't know. The book, the documentary. I don't know. Welcome back, Richard. Any proof about her daughter? I mean, I think her daughter's real. I don't know. I haven't really seen anything else. I saw there was speculation, but I think her daughter's real. I think 2 of the girlfriends had known each other a long time. They had parties at their house all the time, so it's not unusual. The neighbor wouldn't think of a scream or just a poor noise. The rest, they were just roommates. The 2 girls, super close, best friends. The other 2 were dating, and they had all lived there. I find it strange. There's no footage why they didn't have, like, house have Ring or something. Shoot, I don't care how safe my area is. I still have Ring and lock my doors and windows. I think the theory that people had was that the person who did it climbed up through the window or something, right? 2 of them were a couple. TJ should add Amber to the roster. The 2 surviving roommates were downstairs where they couldn't hear anything. We don't even know if the killer knew that they were even there. Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. And this happened like a month or 2 ago, right?
The windows. Let me know your opinion below. I'm of the opinion that yes, you could still hear the screams coming through the windows, maybe not from floor to floor, especially if they maybe, added some extra soundproofing to the home, which sounds like from earlier reports, I did it in the last video, that a previous tenant was talking about not being able to hear.
I don't know. It depends on how separated they were by the floors.
This same neighbor also said that he told police earlier about an unfamiliar vehicle. It was a black SUV that was said to be parked near the front of that house. For the next update, the police are actually they're on the hunt for a white car. It's a 2001 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. The authorities would like to speak to the occupant or occupants of the vehicle, they said, who may have critical information about the homicides. The Moscow Police Department said they credit this finding because of tips from the public that led them to this car. They said if you know of or own a vehicle matching this description or know of anyone who may have been driving this vehicle on the days preceding or the day of the murders, please forward that information.
Yeah, post in the Discord. I do want to see it. Thank you.
To the tip line. A former FBI agent named...
Yeah, like they don't know if it was just like a crime of opportunity. Like maybe they just like passed by the house and just like, oh, hey, what if I climb through that window? Like, let's see what happens. Or if it was like targeted. Like, I don't think they have like an idea. I mean, or maybe they do and they're just not sharing with the public, right?
Brad Garrett talked about this. He said that can mean a number of things. It could be that they have eliminated all the cars in the proximity of the victim's house. They cannot figure out what or why this car was there that night. This could be just an elimination. It could be a witness or it could be a suspect. It's also said that authorities are watching the borders for this specific type of vehicle. Moscow is 190 miles south of the Canada and US border. Another update is there was body cam footage that was recently released and it was unrelated to this case. However, what was interesting was it was taken at 3:01 a.m.
Was this the body cam footage where the cop was like on campus and he was like trying to catch some of the kids that were underage drinking or something?
The night of the murders. It was said to be alcohol related. Nobody is a suspect or nobody's involved in this case whatsoever. However, it was interesting to see. Yesterday, I spent a couple hours looking at the video, looking at where it was in the house. I may do another video if you want me to do that and dissect it, but there was a white car in this body cam footage. It is not the white car that is said to be, the officers are looking for. So just to clear that up. But there's some interesting things I did see. I could do that in another video if you're interested. Gotta let me know below. Now, because there are so many tips now coming into the call center, the authorities have now filtered it to go straight to the FBI. They also gave the phone number, though, at 208-883-7180. And you can submit tips through the tip line. I'll leave that below, and also at the FBI site. They are calling it, I saw that Idaho itself is calling it the King Road homicides. Now, a former Ted Bundy lawyer is actually weighing in on the case. His name's John Henry Brown, and he was the criminal defense attorney for Bundy in the 70s and 80s. It was reported here that this actually has haunted him, the Bundy case, for his entire career. And it says to the point where he prefers not to discuss the man whom he described as being born evil. He says he sees...
Well, at least he didn't defend Bundy, and Bundy got away with it, okay?
Similarities to the case.
At least he was in jail, and he gone now.
Because just the randomness of it is actually something that does stand out. Of course, most of Ted's behavior was random. There were times when Ted would follow people and then decide not to kill them. And that was his way of exercising his grandiosity. I can control life here and there. This lawyer also pointed out how the University of Idaho victims were involved in Greek life as well, much like Bundy's. And it mentioned sorority sisters from Florida in Bundy's case. He likened the crime scene to the de facto sorority house, it was said, and described the victims as a really attractive young group. He says most crimes of this nature are based on power and anger, and more so than sex. And he said it's a crime of anger and rage, which to be stabbed multiple times and 4 of them, yeah, somebody's angry, in my opinion. This lawyer also said that Ted Bundy held animosity toward women in general because of a breakup.
Man, this kind of reminds me of that crazy, it was like a workplace massacre. Oh God, what was his name again? There was a guy who went into a workplace. I think he rode up there like 6, 7 a.m. And he just like walked in there and then just like shot up some of the employees that showed up early. What was his name again? Like RJ, Isaac. And they couldn't find out why. Like they caught him and everything. They caught him. He's in prison. But he just didn't have a reason for doing it. They were trying to see if there was like a disgruntled... if it was like some sort of like disgruntled like issue that he had with them, but it was just like, yeah, he just fucking did it. It was like really wild. How's Ted Ted's still alive. Didn't Ted go to like, yeah, I mean, this was like in the 90s. Like 1990s, okay? That was like in the 50s or 40s or 30s or 20s or like 1800s, right? You can still see 4 people running away in the background from the body cam.
He had when he was in college was somebody who he, I think, held a grudge against forever. He was found to have attacked 4 female victims and killed 2 of them when he entered a sorority house in January of 1978, and then he went elsewhere and continued the killings. We've heard profilers talk about they believe it's male, they believe it's a young male, and a male who is not, I guess, queasy to a lot of blood. Here's something interesting in one of the updates. It said that they're boxing up items, or they've boxed up items of...
Oh, was it really snowy that day? And icy?
The students and giving it back to the family members. The authorities said that they want to bring healing to the families, but there's some people questioning as to why so quickly to give back their belongings. And one person in particular is Joseph Scott Morgan. I talk about him quite a bit on this channel. He's the forensic expert, and he said when an offender is using a knife to kill or assault, that he will leave remnants of cast off while carrying out the killings. And he says as they withdraw the knife, droplets of blood travel through the air. Now, sometimes these droplets can't be fully appreciated. You can't see them necessarily, and that droplet may deposit itself on just some kind of arbitrary item in a room. But once the item has been removed from the spot where it sat during the course of the crime, you can never go back and place that item in its original orientation. That's important for the crime scene investigators. When they go, they can tell with, you know, the patterns, the blood spatter and all that. He says you lose all context. You can't go back and say, well, we missed this, we're going to place it back here. Items that the family would like to have, how does that trump practical necessity? He says, what's it going to hurt to lock this thing down for a longer time just to make sure everything has been considered? Now, as a parent, I'm sure you would want their belongings back. We even saw it in the case of Justin Evans, where the family went and grabbed the items right away. That's,
but you also want it to be solved.
A little bit different because that's a botched investigation, 100,000%. You can see that in my playlist. But I can see as a family wanting to get their items back, but then also on the flip side, you know, that I'm sure the families wouldn't want it back that fast if it means they could get justice for their children. Another former FBI Special Agent Jonathan Gilliam said, crime scenes hold onto evidence, and sometimes you don't realize in a case like that until you find a subject. Now that the crime scene has been tainted because they have removed things, and it was tainted already because people had been in there and quite possibly removed things because they didn't want to get in trouble. In this case, there's now 6 detectives from Moscow, 5 support staff, and it's saying that it's actually a 25% reduction in the number of law enforcement officers that were assigned to this homicide, but authorities said that as things change, they're moving towards more of an analytical phase of the investigation, and they said 100% this is definitely Moscow Police Department's investigation, with the chief of police heading it up, all of the briefings as team lead, those types of things. The FBI, it says there's 46 investigators in Moscow and throughout the United States working on it, and there's 2 behavior analysis unit investigators. As for the Idaho State Police, there's 13 investigators, there's 15 uniformed troopers assisting with community patrols, and a communications team and ISP forensic services. They've received over 2,600 email tips, more than 2,700 phone calls, over, it says, 1,084 digital media submissions to the FBI, 113 pieces of physical evidence, and they've taken 4,000 crime scene photos with multiple 3-dimensional scans of their residence. There's also collection of DNA. Now, this is going to be very, very, very important, but it's going to be very difficult because of the manner of how they died, and if his DNA got in with their DNA, obviously they're going to have to figure that all out. And of course they'll take the DNA from him and they'll match it to their CODIS database and then see what they come up with. According to CeCe Moore, I've mentioned her many times in this channel as well, that she's the genetic genealogist who helps solve crimes, and she says it's pretty quick to compare against CODIS. Had they gotten a match, I think they probably would have arrested by now, so I think we can assume that they're at least looking at using investigative genetic genealogy. Typically in cases I've worked with stabbings, if someone stabs enough times, the knife almost always slips. You almost always get the perpetrator's DNA mixed in with the victim's DNA. And according to Jennifer Coffendorfer, she says this is a case that only the most experienced crime techs can solve and answer. It's going to take a long, long time. Now, Kaylee's family, and we've seen Kaylee's dad quite a bit in the news, and her family as well. He is hiring a private investigator and a lawyer. He says there are things that we could request and things we can do to get the truth faster. You have to fill out forms to get this evidence released to you. I don't know how to do that. We've seen him be upset with the police and not giving him information. And Kaylee's dad, Steve, is also, he says he's fed up with the delays, backtracks, and lack of information from the Moscow Police Department, so he hired the private investigator. He says he believes that by doing that, it'll put pressure on all the agencies to give answers. He says, they've messed up a million times, but I don't get to say that because what experience does Steve have? He doesn't know. He's just a dad who woke up one day and had his life turned upside down. Also, there's reports that Steve found out that some of the detectives on the police department were in their mid-20s, and he was upset at that. He said, they're just inexperienced, and I don't want anyone making mistakes in my child's case. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. I'll have the phone number also to the tip line and also to the FBI.
Wait, what? I didn't know you can make detective in your mid-20s. Unless they got into the police force when they were 18? That's crazy. I am thinking it's somehow someone they knew. Why would they remove things? Big no, no matter the reason. How frustrating. I feel bad for Steve, man. I feel bad for the family. That's why I don't know too much about this. I've just been watching some videos here and there on law and crime. Damn. All right, guys. Anyways, how is everyone? Let's play some chill music real quick. Oh, okay. So if you guys missed the earlier part of the stream, don't worry about it. I'm gonna try to post a video now. But other than that, I got some work to do. So I just wanted to pop in with you guys really quick and hang out with y'all and share you guys the good happy news. Although, you know, like I said, I don't know if she's gonna keep quiet. I don't think so. I think she's gonna. I think it's possible that she's gonna keep at it. Stephen Lawrence, one of the killers, got convicted 15 plus when they found Lawrence's blood splat on the killer's jacket, which was kept in evidence for all them years. Yeah, it's wild how that happens sometimes. I mean, these detectives, police force, they're probably like over fucking worked. I think there was a statistic where it was like how many cases are they assigned like in a year, and it was a lot, you know. So not surprised why there's so many unsolved murders out there. It's just a lot of time and dedication that they probably just don't have. So, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Happy Monday. And we're very happy for Johnny Depp. So if you guys missed this stream earlier, don't worry about it. I'll post a video. And I'll see you guys a different day. What do I do for work? You just do social media streaming? Yeah, I mean, I just stream on both platforms, Twitch and YouTube. And then I have like other work on the side, so... Bye, Jitty. Bye, E. I don't know if I wanted to stream on Twitch as well, but I don't know. I think I got a lot of stuff to do today, and then I got some stuff that I wanted to edit as well. I want to work on my Thailand vlogs and all that. But bye, everyone. I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys had fun. A thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next stream. All right, we'll pop back in. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but we'll pop back in. But I'm just very glad for Johnny Depp. This is a good way to close out the year for him. So, I hope you guys had fun. Take care. I'll see you guys later. Oh, let me end my recording really quick. Okay, all right, cool.